A police officer merely touched the air with his stun baton, and the next second, his entire body was obliterated into ashes, leaving only one shoe on the ground. Another officer realized something dreadful must be lurking in the air and fired his gun without hesitation. To his shock, the bullet hit an invisible barrier, shattering it instantly. Then, people watched in horror as golden orbs rained down from the sky. The moment these orbs touched the ground, they turned transparent. Realizing the danger, everyone tried to escape, but the orbs seemed intensely interested in humans. Each one could split into 5, hunting people down. Anyone caught by an orb was reduced to ashes. The survivors fled into a bar and slammed the door shut, but even the steel door couldn't stop the orbs from getting inside. As the orbs closed in, a boy had a sudden idea. He threw a bottle of strong liquor outside. The high-proof alcohol ignited immediately, successfully halting the orbs' advance. Disrupted by the flames and plasma, the orbs lost track of the humans' positions. Some tried escaping through the back door, only to find orbs waiting there. A woman turned back, only to see a man panic and slam the door shut behind her. Then, they witnessed a living person get sucked into an orb and disintegrate into ashes. With all exits blocked, the group had no choice but to hide in the basement. Luckily, there was some food left, but if they couldn't find a way out, starvation would eventually claim them. When the coast seemed clear, they risked opening the door only to witness a horrifying sight. The world had suffered catastrophic destruction. Warships had crashed into bridges, planes had plummeted into squares. They gathered some fireworks from the bar as a last resort and studied a map, trying to escape. The boy remembered that the monsters reacted to electricity. When they approached, the lights would flicker. So, they unscrewed light bulbs and wore them around their necks as warning signals. After days of fleeing, they were exhausted. One girl, unable to bear her filthy clothes, decided to change in a clothing store. She absent-mindedly removed the light bulb in the dark and began undressing. But the moment she took off her clothes, the streetlights nearby started flickering. They realized the monsters were near. The boy immediately froze, holding his breath as the monster slowly passed by. Only when the light bulb on his chest went dark did he dare to relax. The girl wasn't so lucky. She had taken too long to put the bulb back on. The monster had already entered the store. As it crept closer, she braced herself for death. At the last second, the boy risked his life to drag her to the other side of the shop, telling her to keep the bulb hidden and stay silent. Terrified, she tried to run, but he held her firm. Thankfully, his gamble paid off. The monster didn't detect them, but the danger wasn't over. Later, they found a strange house encased in metal scaffolding, like a cage. The group was puzzled, but the girl explained that such a structure could indeed evade the monster's tracking. Even more astonishing, one of the men was researching a weapon to kill the monsters, a bizarre contraption assembled from scrap metal. However, it was still in the experimental phase and hadn't been tested. 3 girls ran out to scavenge supplies but encountered the monsters again. They tried to retreat, but the girl insisted they hide in a closer spot instead of the metal room. The blonde hesitated, insisting on returning to the metal shelter. By the time they reached the stairs, the elevator was already out of order. They barely made it back, but the blonde, too panicked to lock the door, left it open. The monster burst in. Desperate, the man grabbed the unfinished weapon and fired an electromagnetic cannon. To everyone's shock, it actually worked. The monster seemed trapped in a magnetic field. But within 10 seconds, the field collapsed, and the monster vanished again. Before the